Well, good afternoon, my dear students. Today we are going to study a sunny morning, which is one act play, and it is one of the important lessons in the entire second PUC English text. Why? Because it has got 11 marks for the examination. 11 marks. My dear students, this is very important at this point of time. A sunny morning, what it is exactly? A sunny morning is a one act play. What do you mean by one act play? My dear students, a sunny morning, it is one act play. I mean, one act play is always going to have more than one or two scenes as per than the other plays. And here, if you talk about the origin of one act play, it had started from the Greeks itself. And here, according to the writing, I mean in the writing format, whenever we have writing competitions, they may go to conduct only 10 minutes play. That is also called as one act play. That's what, my dear students, here a sunny morning is written by Seraphin 1871 to 1938 and Joaquin 1873 to 1944, Alvarez Metero. Even they are also called as golden boys of Spanish or Madrid theatre. They were the celebrity writers or playwrights of Spanish language. That is the reason. Even we can say that they could able to write more than 200 plays. That is the reason they are very much popular in not only Spanish but also they have written many works in English as well. And today let us go to a sunny morning outline summary. Outline summary. What exactly outline summary? Or yes, what exactly the sunny morning has? My dear students, here we come across four characters which are those. Don Gonzalo. He has a servant. Who is this young janitor? And another character is Janalara, and her servant's name is Petra. My dear students, Don Gonzalo and Janalara, these two are the major characters in this play, in this one act play, that is in a Sunday morning. And Janito is the servant, right, of Don Gonzalo, and Petra is the maid servant of Jana Lara. My dear students, let us go to the story now. What happens? We need to divide it into different scenes, but here we may not find the scenes, different scenes, as we find it in the actual play. Actual play in the sense, for example, there are so many scenes and sub-scenes or acts, but here we can find only the conversation between Don Gonzalo and Donna Laura. Even we come across the conversation between Don Gonzalo and Zanito, Donna Laura and Petra. My dear students, what actually we find in the first part or first segment of this play, the meeting between both the characters. Meeting between both the characters in the Madrid part. In the Madrid part, who are those? Don Gonzalo and Donna Laura. These two are the major characters as we call here. My dear students, when Donna Laura enters into Madrid Park, she was followed by her maid servant called Petra. She takes the support of her and she finds that there were some pigeons and she feeds them as she sits on a bench. And after seeing the environment, she says that since it was sultry in the sense sunny morning, it was so much hot. When she expresses about her even feelings based on the environment as she finds there, she even tells that how much it was hot to her servant called Petra, and meanwhile she tells her to go and meet her friend or lover, as we call Petra's lover. She asks, why don't you go to guard and spend some time and come back within a short span of time or within a short time. And she starts, as she drops the breadcrumbs, Donna Laura, she feeds them. Meanwhile, there is an arrival of Don Gonzalo. Don Gonzalo arrives, followed by Janito, who is the servant of Mr. Don Gonzalo. As he comes over there, he just asks, in this sultry atmosphere, don't we have vacant benches? He asks his servant Janito, look at, is there any bench which is vacant to sit on it? Or is there any vacant bench for him? Don Gonzalo. Meanwhile, Gonzalo answers him that no benches were vacant in the garden. But at the same time, they could find that there were 3 priests who were sitting on it. Where earlier he used to sit on the same bench, but now he is not able to sit. Though Don Gonzalo asks him to root them away, send them away, but him that it's impossible, since those priests were sitting on the same bench and moreover they were in conversation. That's all. He can't make them to run away. Right? When he could not find any vacant benches over there in the garden or Madrid, sorry for the inconvenience. I mean park, he just tells it. Why can't I decide to sit beside an old lady? He fails to find vacant bench in that Madrid park and decides to sit beside the old lady as Johnny Toto says the same thing. He sits beside her. When he sits beside her, he could not sit silently over there. What he does, he starts to, after sitting, it was very difficult for him to adjust with that park. And even Jana Laura, she was truly disinterested. Why? Because she does not want to sit anyone beside her. That's what she says, that after seeing the nature of Don Gonzalo, what an ill-natured old man he is, she scolds him as what an ill-natured old man. As they start to have conversation, right, it continues. Even Don Gonzalo cleans his shoes with his kerchief. Meanwhile, she asks, Jana Laura asks Don Gonzalo that, do you use shoe brush as a handkerchief or handkerchief as a shoe brush? My dear students, here, do you use handkerchief as a shoe brush and shoe brush as a handkerchief? In this way, she questions. Who? Donna Laura questions to Don Gonzalo. He says that, why do you want to interfere in my private activities? No, it's public place. Anybody can ask anything to anybody else. You just can't say anything in this regard. Fine. They went on talking continuously. The conversation moves on between them. Even he does not sit quietly over there. After sitting over there, he just asks Johnny Joe to give him a book and starts to read after taking out a spectacles from his pocket. He just reads. He reads a book. There it says, the daughters of mothers is compared as a graven image. This is truly great line as it describes from the poem 20 years past. Even he gives it to her and she too reads it. When they talk about each other continuously, he says that he spends his time for hunting at Aravata on every Sunday with a gun and a dog in order to hunt the animals. At the same time, she too answers, Janalara to answers that she shows him a tiger's skin in her boudoir as they talk about themselves here in their conversation. Janalara says that, right, she was from Valencia, and he too says that he was also from Valencia. In this way, in the second segment, let us come to the second segment, my dear students. Pinch of snuff. What it makes? Pinch of snuff makes Don, Gonzalo and Donna, Laura together. As they become closer here, Don Gonzalo, he just hands over a pinch of snuff to Janalara so that their head becomes freshened, their mind becomes freshened. She receives it, both of them sneezes thrice. What a coincidence between both the characters here, Don Gonzalo and Janalara. As they sneeze together, right, they continuously talk about their own places. My dear students, as Gonzalo talks about that where she was from, even she too says that she was from Valencia, and when she says that, he too says that he was also from Valencia. That is the third largest city in Spain, and there they find what they find. There they find a beautiful villa. That is, they call it as Marisala. My dear students, Marisala is a beautiful villa in Spain itself, and that villa was so much beautiful. There was a beautiful woman who was called as the Silver Maiden. Was called as the Silver Maiden. My dear students, as they talk about, right here, very importantly, and they become more closer now, and they do not want to lose themselves, their affinity in the sense, the closeness. Both the characters are going to have conversations continuously. As they continue each other, they do not want to lose. Fine. Let us go to the another segment, my dear students. Here, is love stories. Love stories of Don Gonzalo and Donalora in their youthful days. Youthful days. In this segment, what we find? My dear students, she says that who? Donalda. She says that he used to come in the morning through the rows of garden and used to toss up a bouquet of flowers to Donalda, and from her balcony she used to catch them. In the same way, in the afternoon, Don Gonzalo used to come, and in the same way she used to toss up to Don Gonzalo and he used to catch them. This is what they used to spend their youthful days. They were rather very much, they used to like each other. But here in this one-act play, we cannot see that both the lovers are going to say or reveal their hidden identity, my dear students. Donalda, here we come across in the last segment, as we say that before going to this, Donalda actually she was more beautiful. She was also called as the Silver Maiden. She was very much beautiful. But as she was in love with Donalda is shown here in this one-act play as her friend. Whereas Don Gonzalo is shown as his cousin. This is very important, my dear students. Donalda sees herself as her friend. As she was in love with him, as her friend was in love with his cousin, Don Gonzalo's cousin, in the sense, he himself. There was one fine day when Don Gonzalo went to see her and wanted to listen to her songs. Meanwhile, there was another man who was waiting over there, and he finds, and there was a duel between both the people. There was a duel in the sense of fighting between two people for a particular cause with any weapon or swords. My dear students, in that fight, merchant who is another character, he comes and disappears. Actually, in her home, in Donalda's home, her parents wanted to marry off to a merchant, not to this guy, Don Gonzalo. Till here, we have studied in the third segment, my dear students. Let us go to the last segment. Hope you are following this. My dear students, in the fourth segment, what it happens? Spinning the fictitious stories by Don Gonzalo and Gonzalo. My dear students, what they speak here, fictitious, fabricated, imaginative. My dear students, how they run, how they tell imaginative stories of their own, fictitious stories of their own death, or depart. How they depart each other, spinning the fictitious stories of their own death or depart, by Don Gonzalo and Donna Laura. My dear students, how here the story continues. Don Gonzalo says that his cousin came to his home one day in the morning, and he just sheltered him. As he could not say anything. He waited over there only, and he moved. After staying for a few days, he moved from his shelter to Sevilla in order to escape the death, or in order to, as he was completely humiliated by the merchant, his cousin. He just went to Sevilla, then to Madrid, and he joined there in the army of Africa and met with a glorious death by calling Laura. This is truly fictitious story told by Mr. Don Gonzalo here. And next, Donna Laura, what she says? She says that there was a beautiful woman who was known as her friend, and she was also called as the Silver Maiden. Her hair is as fair as lily, jet black hair. She was truly beautiful, perfect figure in her physique, and one cannot disobey her beauty. But what happened? She too waited after when she was not allowed by her parents to get married to Don Gonzalo. His cousin here, Donna Laura, waited many a days, week weeks, wrote many letters, but they were intercepted. They were stopped by her parents. Then what did she do? As she did not get any reply from, yes, Don Gonzalo. I mean here, his cousin in this play. His cousin in the sense Don Gonzalo itself. Don't get confusion, okay? Don Gonzalo, I mean his cousin. As she did not, Janadara, as she did not get any reply from him, she just left one afternoon from the home and went nearby the seashores. She wrote her lover's name on the sand. She sat on rock, and finally she was swept outwards sea. There she found an eternal grenadine. It was truly a sad song, sung by the waves of the sea. And she says that a fisherman told this story. Truly, both they spin, both they tell the fictitious stories, which is not in real, but as they tell these, I mean, both of their incidents, the readers or the people who would like to study, they get confused, but still, what I need you people to understand is, in these segments, we understand where the story actually is going on and what are they all have or what they have here. And even she too met with a tragic death. This is truly disgusting thing. Both of them, they accept finally that they were Don Gonzalo and Donna Laura. Conclusion is, yes, my dear students, finally Donna Laura asks Don Gonzalo whether she would come by the very next, whether she would come in the next morning. When she asks him, he do reply it. He would come with the breadcrumbs to feed the pigeons. After giving the reply, she too accepts it, and when they meet each other finally in the Madrid park, they themselves know that they are not still the lovers, because as they created, fabricated their own image or their own character, right? As Donna Laura as her friend, Don Gonzalo as his cousin. So these two, right? These two common friend and cousin, these two common nouns here, common names, we come across that. See, through only these common nouns we come across that her friend is nothing but Donna Laura and his cousin is nothing but Don Gonzalo, my dear students. So as they meet each other, they accept themselves that Donna Laura was in love with Don Gonzalo and Don Gonzalo was in they do not show it openly, they show it through their pretension. In the same way, here also we come across John Laura and John Gonzalo tried very much systematically to show their love through their wonderful pretension or semblance. Right? Hope you have already understood the outline story of a sunny morning, where the story starts with sunny morning itself and ends with a sunny morning itself. That's the reason the title itself shows us why it is named after, why this one-act play is named after a sunny morning. My dear students, hope you have understood this. Now let us go to the one-act play, a sunny morning. In what way they converse between or among others. My dear students, let us go to introduction of the writers. In this one-act play, Serafin and Joaquin Alvarez Quintero brothers, what they are known for? They were Spanish brothers known as the Golden Boys of Madrid Theatre. They were known as Golden Boys of Madrid Theatre. They were celebrated playwrights of the early 20th century. They were the celebrated writers of early 20th century. Together, they wrote about 200 plays which depict the life, manners, and speech of the people of Andalusia in southern Spain. They were known for Andalusia, southern Spain, by writing 200 plays. This is truly a great contribution in the history of English literature by Spanish writers called Serafin and Joaquin Alvarez Quintero brothers. Their popular comedies, many of which have been translated into other languages, contributed to the revival of Spanish theatre. Their popular comedies, many of which have been translated into different languages and contributed to the revival of Spanish theatre. Revival in the sense what? Revival is nothing but rebirth, my dear students. Revival. They were the people who took initiative to give a life to the literature, that too Spanish literature. Where the language was supposed to, yes, take its inception. Inception is nothing but beginning. As William Shakespeare says, well, begin is half done. In the same way, here also we come across with these two golden boys of Madrid Theatre, Serafin, Joaquin Alvarez Quintero. These two took an initiative, right, in the Spanish language with the concept of revival. My dear students, the flowers, the very heart 100 years ago, the galley slave and apple of his eye, or some of their popular plays. My dear students, here as we come across this, we need to have, once again I am going to write the characters as we are going to start. The text discussion characters: Don, Gonzalo, Donna, Laura, Zanito, and Petra. You know that Don, Gonzalo, Donna, Laura, Janito, and Petra. Don Gonzalo's servant is Zanito, and Laura's maid servant is Petra. This is what we are going to find the characters, or we are going to study the characters in this one act play. And here, what we are going to study. My dear students, a Sunday morning itself will show us what it has got. Right? Serafin and Jopin Alvarez Painter or Paintero. Pre-reading activity. How does it feel to meet a friend after a long time? How can you feel if you meet your friend after a long time? Some people feel better, some people feel shocked, some people feel unconscious, some people feel that they are very much closer to them. It is based on their mentality. I mean, in what way they find, in what way they feel. Right? Why do some friendships come to an end? Some friendships come to an end with love. Some friendships come to an end with friendship only. Some, my dear students, some friendship will come to an end with tragedy. Some friendship will come to end with comedy. So we can't expect that only friends will, or their friendship will come to end with only one or the other kind of tragedy or comedy or happiness. That is what everything is unexpected. We say today that something is going to happen, but at the very next moment, when we know that nothing has happened, that is, it's our illusion. That is our imagination or fabrication. Right? Anyways, my dear students, here we come across with four characters: Donna Laura, Petra, Laura, Petra, Don Gonzalo, and Zanito. A Sunday morning in a retired corner of a park in Madrid. Autumn, a bench at a sunny morning. It starts. The play starts in a sunny morning itself. Right? In a retired corner of a park in a Madrid. Retired, I mean, people where we come across only aged. I mean, where the place where the aged people can sit. Autumn season, the season between summer and winter. A bench at right. Donna Laura, a handsome, white-haired old lady of about 70. 70-year-old lady. Still, she is beautiful, bonny, winsome, buxom, refined in appearance, though she is overaged, or though she is aged, but her appearance is not shaded. She appears to be still, she is young. Refined in appearance, her bright eyes and entire manner giving evidence, my dear students, that despite her age, her mental faculties are unimpaired. Her mental faculties, I mean her ability, as we call it, unimpaired. Though she is overaged in her physical appearance, but still She is active, right? Enters, leaning upon the arm of her maid Petra. In her free hand, she carries a parasol. In her free hand, she carries a parasol. Parasol is nothing but an umbrella. Is used as a cane here, as a support to Donna Laura, which serves also as a cane. My dear students, as we started today's class, a sunny morning, the conversation between Donna Laura and Don Gonzalo will be continued in the next class. Hope you have understood the outline story of a sunny morning, an introduction of the Spanish writers Serafin and Joaquin Alvarez Pedro brothers. Let us continue it in the next class. Thank you very much for listening, and if you like the English videos, please keep subscribing Sri Guru Independent View online classes.